Hi, my name is Cassidy Curd. I'm a pitcher at Duke University, and today I partnered with Megan, and we're going to walk you guys through some basic softball pitching motions that can help you guys develop and move into advanced pitching. These drills that I'm going to be walking you guys through are drills that I wish I knew when I was younger, and drills that really help lay that foundation for pitching to kind of show you how basic it really is and how it's just different body movements working together to create one fluid movement. One of the things I really struggled with in my beginning stages of pitching was learning how to separate the upper body from the lower body. I think that I used a lot of upper body movements and kind of forgot about the lower half, not really realizing that the lower half is what gives you all the power and all the push off the mound and all the velocity. So going into college, I learned this drill that's a super basic takeoff drill, and it helps you just kind of get that feel to getting your hips involved. So what I do is I start with my hands right in front of my shoulders, and I put myself at a 45-degree angle. I'm a lefty, so I put my left foot in front. If you're a righty, you just do the opposite, you just mirror. So I start here, and I really just focus on a pitching takeoff, so I drive this plant leg up and into the wall, and I really focus on kind of throwing my hips forward into the wall, so once you get there, you're kind of directly in a line into it. This drill is a progression based off the first one, so what I do is I just get on a flat surface. You can do this inside, outside, whatever. So I start in my pitching motion, and you want to get a glove and a ball, or sometimes you can use a med ball or a water ball, whatever you want. So I just start my pitching motion, and the goal here is to really get in your hips and take off straight. Kind of just like we were doing with the wall, you just don't have that wall to support you, and you take off and really get your momentum towards the catcher. And you want to go out far towards the catcher. That way you're getting closer, it helps with velocity, and it helps with accuracy. Another reason that I really like this drill is something that I really grew up struggling with was my arm consistently flew away from my body, kind of pulling you in two different directions, and you lose a lot of velocity, accuracy, and just a lot of fluidity in your mechanics if you pull apart like that. So that's another reason that you really just want to focus on going out and straight to the catcher here. The next drill I do is one that I do when I'm getting ready to start pitching full. I set myself up halfway in between home and the mound, and I have a stationary start, so I start facing the catcher, and the only thing I move is my upper body. I focus really heavily on getting a good turn in your torso. That way you can really feel the separation between what your upper body's doing and what your legs are doing once we add the legs later on. This drill is super important for me personally because I used to have a really hard time kind of connecting the different body pieces and the different movements that your body does when it's pitching. So this drill really helps to break it down and kind of simplify it a little bit. It's important to only turn your torso because you really want to feel that in your pitch without aid from your legs all the time. Your legs are already going to be doing a bunch of work as far as pushing off the mound and getting to the catcher. So you also want to make sure you have a really good feel of kind of using momentum that your legs are providing and creating that turn in your torso. The next thing I do before going back to pitching full, I set myself up 3 to 4 feet in front of the pitching rubber, and I actually close my eyes, and what I do is I kind of go through my pitching motion from the very beginning, and in closing your eyes you really have to focus on that muscle memory. A lot of the time we use our eyes to aid us and kind of see where we're going, what our body's doing, and you can't feel as much, so I think closing the eyes really helps me feel the pitch. I feel what finger it's coming off of, I feel where my legs are going, what direction I'm heading in, and it kind of really just breaks it down to a simple movement, and you're able to navigate pitching more.